And racegoers here who chose to come here, if they had an option to go to Wincanton, rejoicing in their choice, because we've just got the news through Wincanton. Wincanton is the banner.
We've just had news in that Wincanton has been called off, and here's a man who lives 10 miles down the road from Wincanton, Paul Nicholls, the man who trains Seymour Indians. What's the latest on this horse, who's unbeaten in his last 6 races, Paul?
That's right. He won 3 points in the spring. He's won all 3 starts for us this season. I've had this race in mind all season. I've trained him for today. He just needed it a fraction last time at Cheltenham, but he won. And I wanted to jump round Cheltenham. He's as well as I could get him. He's 100% fit. He worked very well on Saturday morning. I think he'll run a big race. I would be happier if it was at Newbury or Cheltenham today.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, he's an out-and-out stayer.
Yeah.
And if it's a slowly run race, I'd be nervous the hurdle races could do him for a little bit of toe over the last 3. I mean, he gallops and stays, and obviously, when you run a horse who's got a lot of stamina, Kempton's an easy track. Saying that, I think he'll run a big race today.
Paul, thank you very much for joining us, and I hope it runs well for you.
Thank you.
And we've got news just coming in. Wolverhampton is going ahead. Wolverhampton race has just been announced, is definitely on today.
There's one more run as Seymour Indians goes away in the colours, familiar colours of Paul Barber, being carried by so many good horses. One more run was well behind Seymour.
Another look at Seymour Indians. It was interesting to hear what his trainer Paul Nicholls had to say about him. I watched him when he won at Cheltenham last time. Not a horse that inspire you an awful lot with his jumping. He's got quite a short neck, and be interested to see just how he copes going around here just a little bit quicker. But there is Spiky.
Crystal Spirit can front run. Seymour Indians is up with the pace too, and they go down towards the first of 19 fences, and coming down to it, the pace looks quite steady, but it's Crystal Spirit on the inside, Golden Fair and Seymour Indians out wide. Those 3 virtually in the air together, all safely over the first. Andrews first, and Coulton is one of the back markers, and they head down towards the first of the ditches. And it's Crystal Spirit on the inside of Seymour Indians that match strides at it, with Golden Fair jumping in 3rd place, a couple of lengths behind these. One more run, Spiky out wide, then comes Coulton, and Andrews first is the back marker. But Seymour Indians just shading for the lead as they make a right-handed turn and head down the back stretch. But Crystal Spirit's going with him. These 2 are just starting to stretch about 5 or 6 clear now, Golden Fair and Spiky, and one more run, and Andrews first and Coulton, who are matching strides at the back. Go through the first half mile and down towards fence number 3. This is a plain fence, and Seymour Indians on the outside of Crystal Spirit. Crystal Spirit comes to it, jumps a little bit over to his left, and but clear of Seymour Indians. Back in 3rd place, Golden Fair, the inside of Spiky. And then Coulton taking a keen hold on one more run, and they take the first ditch, and Seymour Indians led there, all safely over the ditch. That was fence number 4. And come down towards the 5th, and it's Seymour Indians by about half a length, the Crystal Spirit. And then Coulton in the blue jacket through on the inside, comes through the 3rd. One more run was slightly awkward at that fence, but Seymour Indians leads as they go towards fence number 6 by about a length. Seymour Indians from Crystal Spirit in 2nd, and Coulton a good jump 3rd. Golden Fair not as quick as some of the others, back in 4th place, that one. In the lead is Seymour Indians, a winner of 5 of his 10 races. 2nd horse is Crystal Spirit, a winner of 8 of his 20, and the 3rd is Coulton, a winner of 8 of his 16. So great winter run ratios for these 3 potentially top-class chasers as they make their way into the home straight for the first time in this, the Tripleprint Feltham Novice Chase, down towards fence number 7. Crystal Spirit, the horse with the noseband wide of Seymour Indians. Tucked away in 3rd place is Coulton. This is fence number 7. And they're safely over. Spike is in 4th place, and Andrews first is behind that one. Golden Fair, and one more run. This is the 8th, and no change there. On the inside, Seymour Indians. On the inside of Crystal Spirit, back in 3rd place is Coulton, a length and a half wide is Spiky, but that's a length and a half back in 4th place wide. Come to take the next, no change up front. At the rear of the field, we had lost one there. That was one more run, and Paul Holly parted company. And so the order as they pass us, with the circuit to go, is that Seymour Indians leads from Crystal Spirit in 2nd place. So in fact, they're absolutely stride for stride. 5 clear of Coulton in 3rd place, and then behind that one is Spiky and Andrews First and Golden Fair, and they start their run down towards the water jump, and it's still Seymour Indians on the inside. Seymour Indians and Crystal Spirit. Oh, Seymour Indians very low at it. Crystal Spirit the better jump. Coulton in third and hunting them up. Go down towards the fence number 11, and Paul Holly's on his feet, so he's okay. And as they take the middle fence as they race away from the stands, it's Seymour Indians on the inside of Crystal Spirit. Seymour Indians and Crystal Spirit still stride for stride going into it. A fine leap again by Crystal Spirit. What a magnificent stride this horse has on him. Seymour Indians in second place, Coulton no slouch, and Andrews First. He stays forever, is certainly getting a little bit closer. These are 6 to 8 clear of Spiky and Golden Fair. Crystal Spirit the 6 to 4 favourite in the lead. Coulton the 2 to 1 chance is back in third place, and so they swing right-handed with 7 more fences to jump, and it's Crystal Spirit cleared by about 4 to Seymour Indians, and then Andrews First the outside of Coulton. Come down towards fence number 13, and Crystal Spirit the leader. Crystal Spirit, Seymour Indians back in second place, and Coulton a crashing fall there. The horse is okay, slightly hampered Spiky, and Richard Dunwoody yet to get to his feet. They head away down towards the next, this is the last ditch coming to it. Crystal Spirit in the lead. Andrews First, the outside of Seymour Indians. A long way clear of Spiky and Golden Fair. They've got 5 more fences to jump, the leaders have. And Andrews First is being pulled up. Andrews First is out of it. So it's Crystal Spirit in the lead. As the tempo rises, he's leapt it 5 clear of Seymour Indians in second place. They head down towards the last on the far side. 4 from home. This Crystal Spirit comes to it, takes it in the lead from Seymour Indians. It's 20 lengths back to Golden Fair, and on the outside of him is Spiky, and that's a battle for third place. But as they start the turn in towards the home straight, it's Crystal Spirit in the lead. Richard Dunwoody still on the ground, quickly attended by the ambulance crew, but it's Crystal Spirit in the lead. Seymour Indians is getting closer, is on the warpath. They're 15-20 clear of the third horse home, who's going to be possibly Spiky and Golden Fair. But it's Crystal Spirit with Seymour Indians closing, and they've got 3 to jump. It's Crystal Spirit coming to it. He's over safely, so too Seymour Indians, who's within half a length now as they race down towards the second last. And it's Crystal Spirit, Seymour Indians in green. 2 out here, Crystal Spirit and Seymour Indians, and Crystal Spirit gets away from it better, but Seymour Indians is certainly very game, and they're absolutely stride for stride. A fence clear of Spiky in third place, and it's Seymour Indians just taking the lead as they come down towards the final fence, and Seymour Indians dives at it, but Crystal Spirit makes a mistake, and as they race up towards the line, Seymour Indians going on, hard ridden but a worthy winner. Crystal Spirit in second place, and up towards the line it's Seymour Indians who takes it. Seymour Indians is the winner from Crystal Spirit in second place. A distance back in third is going to be Spiky just ahead of Golden Fair. That's the third horse home. Just behind that one, that was Spiky. Behind that one was Golden Fair, and so the result then of this, the Tripleprint Feltham Novices Chase, the 7 to 2 chance, Seymour Indians has won, and the colours of Mr. Paul K. Barber, trained by Paul Nicholls, ridden by Graham Bradley, his 28th winner of the season. And despite the casualties and calamities that occurred during the course of the race, noticeably poor old Andrews First there, who's very lame indeed. Carl Llewellyn had no option but to pull him up. And despite the fall of Coulton, he seems to be okay. 1 more run, he seems to be okay too. The result then, it's a win for number 6, Seymour Indians. Second was number 3, Crystal Spirit. Third was number 7, Spiky. But this is the fall of Coulton and Richard Dunwoody, who was certainly getting closer as he came to leap this, but never got any height, the horse, and a crashing fall. And oh, goodness gracious me. He walked to the ambulance, and he's in the ambulance and being ferried back to the weighing room. Coulton, the horse, he's okay. So as they came down towards the final fence, this is the sort of finish to really set the pulse racing. 2 cracking novice chasers, both at their prime. Crystal Spirit on the left with a noseband, Seymour Indians on the right in green, and they both make mistakes at the last. Seymour Indians went through the top of it. Crystal Spirit made his only mistake that he's made all the way, but it was Seymour Indians that gained the day. And there, as you can see, a long way clear of the third horse home, Spiky, ahead of Golden Fair, who is 4th. And fourth place picks up £1,600, so certainly worthwhile jumping that last fence.
And Seymour Indians returned the 7-2, third favourite. And applause going out for it, back down to 4-1. Well backed, Seymour Indians. Let's see if the applause as he comes in. I think there'll be quite shouts for him. Popular horse, Seymour Indians, keeps on winning. To give you the second, that was Crystal Spirit, the 6-4 favourite. Spiky was third at 10-1. But this Seymour Indians, not too many bookmakers have won very much over that, although it was third best at 7-2.
Well, Graham Bradley's had some fine hours at Kempton, one time and another, and what a lovely, patient race he rides on Seymour Indians here. Jimmy Frost probably still quite hopeful at this stage, because you'd have thought that Crystal Spirit of these two would produce the better speed, but they both make mistakes, but it's Seymour Indians who produces the acceleration.
Well, I'd like a pound for every time I've seen Graham Bradley drop a horse out and come again at the end. This season he's riding better than ever, there's no doubt about that, and considering how long he's been going round, just have a look at the ride he gives this horse going to the last. There's no way that he's going to win if he doesn't get a good jump out of this horse. Whipping his left hands, just keeping him up to his mark. He's been probably 15 lengths adrift of Crystal Spirit at some stage, but now really put his neck on the line, thrown everything over, and just about got the horse another 3 inches lower, and the ambulance would have been needed. But he's picked him up, hardly broke stride. You wouldn't have known he'd hardly made a mistake. Whip into his other hand, and he's always been the most stylish of jockeys. Brad rode a winner in Ireland yesterday, another one this afternoon, and it won't be the biggest surprise if he wins the King George as well. Really good performance from Seymour Indians, maintains his unbeaten record. Well, let's have a look at Paul Holly, just losing partnership with one more run. This is at the last first time round, and pulled up unseated on his first 2 runs. Just have a look for yourself. He's at the back of the field, brown colours with a white hoop. Gets a little bit close, gets his back end a bit high, his nose goes down, his back end comes up, and poor Paul comes off. No chance of sitting with that one.
I was going to say, I hope they didn't call that unseated, really. That really was a genuine...
Now let's just take another look at Colton now. He'd been, and we've just confirmed that Richard Dunwoody's okay. God, he stands some fours, this lad. And his jumping had just been a little bit iffy down the far side, just let a little bit of rain out, got in close to it, and a horrible fall, landed heavily on his shoulder there. And well, there certainly isn't anybody more resilient than him, and then the horse just comes over and just catches him with his off hind just for good measure. Very lucky to get up and walk away. Richard's wife in the background there, taking pictures, black coat, blonde hair.
That showed that these Kempton fences can't be taken many chances with. Coulton just went about 6 inches too low, and you saw it stopped him. There's Richard's wife, happy that he's in one piece.
Yeah, fence is very fair here at Kempton. You can give them a little bit of a nudge, but certainly you can't take liberties with them. And you can't get better information than we gave you, or rather Tomo gave you, via trainer Paul Nicholls before Seymour Indians went down to the start. Said he trained him especially for this race, and certainly trained him to perfection.
Bradley's seen plenty of Indians down the way, and looks as if halfway there, I thought that Crystal Spirit got away from you, really, as if you wouldn't haul him back. Did it feel like that?
No, we didn't really have a plan when we started out. And if nobody went on, I was going to make the run in, which I ended up jumping by Crystal Spirit, but then Jimmy kept coming and taking me on. So I decided to rein in behind him. I stood off a bit far at the water, which has spoiled things a bit. And I just given him time to get his action back together, really, and Jimmy's kicked away. That's why I might have looked as I was in trouble.
The dramatic step over the last 3, a bit...
Turning for home, he's picked the bit and he's run, and I'm fairly confident of winning, but he hasn't actually negotiated the last 3 terribly well. I'm not looking for... Is this the last?
The second last wasn't particularly brilliant, but this is the last,
no, but then
you had to go for everything.
I've had to go for him, you see, and He was very, very long. Crystal Spirit was staying on. And I just seen a long one and said,
one.
Please. And it was a wee bit long, wasn't it?
It was a fraction.
I think my teacher, Andrew Hoy, was looking after me. They were a bit disappointed with that.
But it was poles there, you knocked them all over the place.
Andrew, I had to go for it though, I'm sorry. It was just... But he's won well. He's hung a little bit left all the way. And the track's been a bit sharp for him. I'm sure it'll be better going left-handed. Very, very pleased with him. I'll be a lot happier at Cheltenham.
A jolly tough horse he must be.
He is, and he's got the trip well, and he's got plenty of speed. I think he'll take all the beating at Cheltenham.
And Graham, tell us about Andrew Hoy, because Black Humour, and yourself, so to speak, have been to him to try and get Black Humour's jumping organised, is that right?
Yes, been up to Mary Bromley's indoor school. Andrew Hoy won a gold medal at the Olympics. Terrific rider. Been teaching me about balance and my hands, and I've been leaning a little bit to the right when I've been seeing a stride, and have to keep above his ears. All sorts of things he's helped me with.
And this is it's not an old haul you've been jumping fences a long time, Graham.
It is, but I've never done any of the pony club stuff, or the show jumping, or eventing, or hunting, or anything like that. Always wanted to be a flat jockey when I was younger. The only way I've taught is teaching myself by looking at I study the John Franken video time and time again, even still, the once-in-a-lifetime thing. But I've never had actually anybody come up to me and told me more about the jumping aspect of it. I thought I was doing a fairly decent job of it until Andrew got hold of me.
Well, tell us about Black Humour, because he actually needs a bit of help anyway, doesn't he, by the look at his record?
He does, but he's very happy on a level track. I think it's when he starts running downhill a little bit that he gets a bit on his forehand. He's got a big long back. And he jumped very well in the Hennessy, really. And the 2 or 3 races previous, when he seen the short stride, he was helping me. He was coming back underneath me. But going to the cross fence, I was going that well. Just running down the hill a bit, he just galloped into the bottom. I seen a little short stride and tried to help him as much as I could, but he just hit it very hard, turned himself sideways, and he was lame after the race. I mean, if he'd have pinged that or popped that fence, I think I would have won the race.
Well, you're pretty enthusiastic by the sound of you.
Sorry?
You're pretty enthusiastic by the sound of you.
I'm very hopeful.
Yeah. And I would say you're getting on a bit, but you seem to be fresher than ever. 28 winners already.
I'm really enjoying myself. I've had 28 over here and I've had 11 abroad. 39 winners. I mean, I only had 30 all last year. But Charlie Brooks has been going tremendously well. He's looked after me and he's got some really nice horses. And Paul Nicholls is having a fabulous 2nd or 3rd season, I think he's having. It makes all the difference when you're riding really good horses. I mean, I'm enjoying myself as much as ever at the moment.
Well, it's looking like it. Thank you, Graham.
Pleasure.
Well, let's have a look at the incident that Graham was talking about at this water. Going the shortest way round. Just approaching it, Crystal Spirit on his outside. Just got a nice hold of the horse's head. Goes to get in close and really just didn't quite make up his mind what he was going to do, Seymour Indians, and got his feet wet certainly in the end of it, and didn't look tidy, but kept his position, and it was from there on that Crystal Spirit made most of the running.
Ladies and gentlemen, you join us for the first of 3 presentations today. This the trophy given for presentation to the owner of the winner of the Tripleprint Feltham Novice Chase, a race which today enjoys Grade 1 status. The presentation will be made by Mrs. George Ford, wife of the chairman of Tripleprint, and here, ladies and gentlemen, to receive his trophy, we please welcome the owner of the winner, Mr. Paul Barber. Well, ladies and gentlemen, magnums of Moyen Chandon Champagne have been given for presentation to the trainer and rider of the winner. The trainer has been telling us for a long time, since Cheltenham in fact, that this was a very good horse, that he was training him specially for today. We hope you backed him. Please welcome Paul Nicholls. And in addition to the Moyen Chandon Champagne, it's traditional with all Tripleprint bonus print races, the presentation of a box of polo mints for the winning horse. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, He's had 28 winners so far this season, but this is his first Grade 1 success this year. Will you please welcome the rider of the winner, Graham Bradley.
Well, as I said before, the command.